In addition to filing an expense claim, HRWize also provides the ability for employees to file their mileage claims as well. Mileage settings are configured in the same place as expenses. That is in Administration, Company, Settings, Expense, and Expense Settings. Moving to the mileage section, this is where you can enable or disable mileage claims. You could set default mileage rates here, and even enable Google Address Lookup and Google Distance Lookup. You can also allow your employees to override the lookup value and set up a percentage alert threshold for distant override. Returning to Angela's home screen, we'll look at how to file a mileage claim. To do this, we'll go to Self-Service, My Request, and then Mileage. Here you'll see listed any mileage claims that has already been added. You can also see the status of the claim. To create a new claim, we'll click on Add. We give the report a name, enter a description if needed, select miles or kilometers depending on which one your company uses. And just like an expense claim, you can click on Add Line to add another line, or you can enter a value here and click on Add Multiple to add multiple lines. Now, enter the date of the claim. Because we've enabled the Google Address Lookup, we can enter the postcodes of where we're going from and where we're going to. We also enabled Google Distance Lookup so the distance is automatically calculated for us. Remember, of course, we have allowed our employees to overwrite this. If you've chosen to enable Google Address Lookup and Google Distance Lookup, then you'll need to put these details in manually and put it on a manually distance calculation. Choose whether you have a receipt or not, and we can click on Save if we want to return to this claim later and add more mileage, or if we're done, click on Confirm. Remember, you'll need to click on the declaration to confirm the entries of this claim that is true and accurate. After submitting for approval, you will see that the report has been successfully submitted. After clicking on Cancel, we return to the mileage claim view where we can see that our new claim is awaiting for approval. Logging in as Mark Cuban, Angela's manager and approver, we can see the mileage claim in the Workflow section. We can click on it to approve or decline, or simply we go to Finance and then Mileage. And then clicking on the Approve action, we can review the claim, and just like the same as expenses, either approve or decline the claim. Once approved, the claim will be processed for payment by the finance manager. Returning to Angela's mileage claims and refreshing the screen, we can now see that the mileage claim is now approved and pending payment. Logging in as Ryan Howard, the finance manager, we could go to Finance and then Mileage. And then here we can see Angela's mileage claim, which is approved and pending payment. So now we'll go to the Actions and then click on Process Payment. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen, we can enter the payment details, starting with the payment date, then adding a payment reference, and then when we're done, We'll click on Mark Paid. And now we can see the status of the claim has changed to paid. Logging as the employee, Angela Martin again, we're going to go back to self-service, my request, and then mileage. And she can now see that their mileage claim has been processed by finance and paid.